Are you feeling the pressures of a slowing economy, or maybe you're in a job and you're just ready to pivot? This is what my guest and I are going to be talking about because you have within you things that can be able to help others. You have something in you that is of value to someone who's looking for your solution. So stay tuned until the end because this is about to get really interesting.
Thank you.
Welcome, everybody, to this episode of Journey of an Entrepreneur, where myself, Sri Mahavir, social media manager, is going to be speaking with an amazing guest. But before I talk about them and get into their story, my name is Sri, and my team and I work with medical and dental practices and law practices. I don't know why I'm forgetting what I do. I know what I do, but we help lawyers and doctors build a presence using social media because your practice deserves to be found and be the one that people choose to go to. So, my guest today is an investor, CEO, founder of ReThynk AI Innovation and Research. And he knows a little bit of one or thing or two or several about having to pivot, having to look within yourself and find how you can help others. And he's going to be sharing his story and tips to help you be able to find those solutions so you're not sitting there struggling. His name is Pradeep, and I'm not going to butcher your last name, but I'm going to try. It's Parashar, right?
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you, Sri, for having me here and introducing me in such a beautiful and cordial way and with words to your audience. And yes, this is the platform where I think my knowledge can make the difference, specifically when it comes to about building career and artificial intelligence. This is the domain I'm really passionate about, and I have been working for quite a long time.
So let's like go back a little bit and talk about, when you were younger, back in school and middle school, how did you know that you wanted to get into research and engineering?
In 2008, 18th of September 2008, I became curious about this particular question, that why some people in locality or in the area were successful and others were not. What was the difference between them? Why some businesses were successful and rest were struggling? And this question made me curious about that there is something, people who are coming from same background are getting success, and while people who are coming from the same background are literally struggling to make the survival. So in last 16 years, I read more than 1,000 books, watched lots of documentaries, read magazines, journals, research papers, and whatever it came in front of me, I went through it. There was a time in 2012 and 13 when I was reading 5 newspapers a day to find the answer. So Sri, it was not that I selected research. It was research selected me to become part of it, and this has been a wonderful journey so far.
I loved how you said, I didn't choose research, research chose me, because so many times we say I chose this field because, but we never say it chose me. And I want to say good morning to Dan. Thank you for joining us today. How are you feeling? How is the family? Because he had COVID. So I definitely want to check in and make sure he's okay. But JV, along your research and also helping others, what's a common question that comes up when people are struggling, especially now we're seeing a slower economy. What is something that you notice is a pattern from people?
Okay, this is something very big which I have found, and I think it took me a long time. And I am going to reveal this thing on this Saturday. But for you, yeah, you are a wonderful friend and a host. I'm sharing it right now. The number one key to become successful is timing. Those who started their YouTube or Instagram or their career 5 years old, 10 years back, they are big brand today. Whether you talk about Gary Vaynerchuk or you talk about Mr. Beast or you talk about all the top names, the number one key is the timing. Let's say you are starting your business, your career in the field of artificial intelligence now. In next 5 years, in next 10 years, you will be the top name in the field because right now there is no competition. The field is just starting up, right? And it's very easy to get established in this field. And once after 5 years, let's say if you are making a transition after 5 years or 10 years, it will be really hard for you to get established yourself in that domain. So Sri, timing is the number one factor to become successful in any career. Okay, that's why when people talk about why are you so sure about rethink AI success, and my answer is I'm so sure because I'm with the time, I'm with the wave. Okay, so if people are literally concerned about their career, they are concerned about how their career is going to move or business is going to move, please realign your entire presence and career according to the time. The time is about artificial intelligence right now.
It is. The time is now, but I also want to put a thought to yes, you might be late to the party, but you still can be part of the party. Because sometimes we get caught in, well, it's too late. There are people out there that I know who grew their account to 100,000 subscribers in 2 years. So that means that they figured it out, they put the work in, and they did it. They got concentrated. So just like Jaideep says, timing is important, but I also say don't overthink the timing. Just start doing it because you have everything in you to start. And I want to talk about something else that's really big because it helped you personal branding. And why do you think that building a personal brand is important along this journey as well?
Sri, personal branding is important because if we go study the time 20 years back, there were businesses, there were brands, but there was not a concept of personal brand. It started after the beginning of social era. Now people want to connect with the person who is building all those products, who is providing all those services. They want to see why they are doing that. They want to know what is the process, who are the people who are totally involved behind it. And on the basis of that, when they feel the part of that community, when they feel the part of that particular club, they make their buying decision. 20 years back, there was you need only 3 to 4 impression of any particular product or service to buy that. Like you got the ad, you have seen the ads of, let's say, Coca-Cola 3 to 4 times, and next time you are in the supermarket and you have to choose one particular brand, then chances were maximum you had selected Coca-Cola. Now that number is really high. Now you need maybe 8 impressions or 10 impressions sometime to buy that same particular brand. So how are you going to compete with this particular margin? Earlier, let's say you were putting only $3 to get that sale. Now you have to put $10. So what is the number one way? You must go out, build a personal brand where people feel they are connected to you, where they feel they are part of your tribe, like the tribe of Mr. Beast. Kids are really fan of Mr. Beast. Okay, so do Mr. Beast need to put money on advertisement? No. Recently, he stopped putting money on advertisement. Now he put every dollar in just content creation. So the key is building a tribe where people feel part of your group or your product or your service, and they feel totally connected to you. Specifically, in my journey, if I say personal branding, then 30-40% success goes to personal branding only, and I did it through LinkedIn as only.
I want to talk about that personal branding aspect. You put yourself out there. When I started really putting myself on social media, especially focusing on LinkedIn, I was a video coach. I wasn't a social media manager. And I built relationships. I took the time to have conversations with people. And when I pivoted to social media manager this year, just a month ago, that was embraced. And it takes time before people that your target market you're looking for, and I am starting to see them to connect. So for anybody out there, you're thinking, well, is it too late to pivot? It's never too late to pivot. Just know it takes time. It takes building relationships. You have to start from zero. But like Jaideep says, once you put yourself out there, you start talking about your knowledge, your expertise, and then share your story, you will attract those people. They will start to follow you. And the ones that used to follow you, they'll follow, it's not for them. It's okay because you don't need those people. And I want to go into, hi Lisa, let's say hi to Dan. I mean, sorry, well, not Dan, Robert saying hi to Dan.
Hi, Robert. Hi,
Lisa,
Lisa.
hey, I saw your live you're gonna have on Monday. So, you know, Jaideep, something that comes into mind too, you're pivoting, you're watching, you're putting yourself out there. Discipline. Discipline seems to be a big part of your routine, both professionally and personally. So I want to ask, how has discipline played a main role in your success? Because sometimes, when we get where we want, where we're like, yeah, I don't need to do those same things that, got me here. But you have found that discipline is necessary in all areas, whether you're the low or the high. So I would love to know, like, how do you maintain your discipline?
First of all, Sri, discipline is the key of success. Without discipline, you can't make it. Let me take multiple examples from my life. Recently, I got yellow belt in Taekwondo. I have covered half marathon, and I'm doing boxing practice regularly. I have written 12 books in just 1 month on the topic ChatGPT prompts, and I have a beautiful gift for your audience as well. And then I am building businesses. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't have any negative habit. Okay, so the key is you must find the reason or your purpose that push you to beyond your limits. Let's say everyone has this comfort zone, but everyone also have a way emotional touch or something which is very personal. Let's say for some of us, like giving the best life to our family members or giving the best life to our kids, or let's say some of our dreams are missing and we want to fulfill those dreams. So these things give us the necessary, that juice which keeps us or which force us to take the decision every day. When it comes to social media management or building any particular career, if there is one thing that makes the difference, then showing up. And when you have the discipline, you show up every day, and from that moment you build that particular trajectory. When you start your journey, you are going to be totally parallel to x-axis, and then there will be a point when there be that breakthrough. Until you have that breakthrough, it's your routine, it should be your daily hobby that you show up every day. In 2002, Britain's cycle team hired a new coach. His name was Sir Dave. And when Dave came in as the coach of cycle team, they had literally very bad track record in terms of achievements. When Dave came and everyone asked him, "What is your plan to grow the team?" And he said, "I don't have any specific plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grow the team in every particular field just by 1%. Let's say we are going to improve their sleep cycle by 1%, their practice by 1%, their aerodynamic cycle design by 1%. And Sri, you will be surprised to see that from 2008 to 2020, Britain cycle team won 50 medal in 4 Olympics. 50 medal, and out of 50, 28 were gold medal. And in the entire history before 2002, they had only one medal in Olympic. And then in 4 Olympics, they got 28 gold medal. out of 50 medal and only from cycle. They outperformed everyone. And by what? By just improving 1% in everything, like 1% improvement in physio, 1% improvement in diet, 1% improvement in practice. And that's how they have done it. Often we common people run for doing something very big, like let me do it in one day, let me do something very big. But the key is improving yourself by 1% in every field. They have done it. And there is a book, Atomic Habit, maybe you have read about it. Author James Clear have covered this particular story in the book as well, that how by improving 1% in every field they have outgrown everyone. Okay, and in 2012 they got 9 out of 10 sorry 8 out of 10 gold medal. It was really remarkable. So whether you are building discipline or anything, whether you are improving your health, what improves my health? I changed my diet by 1%. I improved my workout routine by 1%. I started improving my sleep cycle by 1%. It was a small change in everything. I started making the bed. The first thing I do in the morning is make my bed. So these small discipline make the entire change for me. So people know me as a true giver, and I'm really thankful to all of them. So right now I'm sharing something with you and your entire audience. Here is
But
a link.
before you do, I do want to ask the audience whether you're watching live right now, the replay, or listening to this on the podcast, which I'll share the link to, Adventure of an Entrepreneur. I want to hear, what is that 1% that you are working on? And the reason why I ask this is because we all want to get better, but it doesn't happen overnight. And what is it that you're doing? Personally, for me, I've been going live so long that I actually am still going live, but I am being mindful, or as they say, demure, about my time, because I know the importance of live streaming. I know the importance of sharing the journey, but I am also one person too that should be sharing their journey. So you'll start hearing that in the podcast. So that's my 1%, to add myself into the podcast, to add myself into the live streams by myself or with one of my team members from the agency, because it's awesome to hear other people and their story and to get their input. But what about, I also have some experience too that you guys are probably looking forward to. So please share in the comments, what is that 1% that you are working on? And so now, JD, now you can give us the big reveal. What is this thing that you have for us?
Before giving this link, I want to share something what I'm working on as my 1%, so that
Okay.
people feel that we are not special. We are working every day, and they feel that if we are doing, they also can do that. So there are 3 things which I am working every day to improve my 1%. One, my communication skill. If you talk to my team members, they knew that I work on my communication skill every day. Second, I'm working on improving my business 1% every day. And third thing, I'm working on improving my physical fitness every day. And here is something which is really specific for you. It will boost your business. It will boost your career. Here is the link. Go to this link. This is rethinkai.com/prompts. On this link, there are 32. There are prompts on 32 topics, including social media management, branding, improving your sales, work-life balance, and organizational structure. You know, like I can't explain even all those topics, but there is every particular topic which you need, like goal setting, vision crafting, idea generation and validation, time management, business planning and strategy, market research and analysis, competitor analysis, customer acquisition and retention, brand building, marketing strategy, sales strategy. All these things are totally free of cost, available to you, so that you can use it and you can build your 1%. There are 32 topics. Identify which are the topics where you need improvements. It can be branding for you. It can be analyzing your competition. It can be social media management. It can be self-management. It can be work-life balance. We are not perfect. There is a book, Tribe of Mentors by Timothy Ferris. And in this book, everyone has shared that they all have something where they want to improve, and we all are doing the same. So go out there, download this PDF file. Don't worry, it's totally free. You don't need even to give your email ID, and just find which prompt is good for you or which prompt is going to help you, and use that particular prompt in ChatGPT, and it will give you that particular answer which you need. Let's say you are struggling. Let's say you are really good with your core work, which is technology. Let's say, and then you are struggling with branding, or you are struggling with work-life balance, or you are struggling with idea generation, then here is something which can literally change your life. The aim is not to become the 100% better. The aim is to become 1% better to our nearest competitor. If we see the horse which win the race is not 100% better than the horse which comes the second. The horse which win the race wins it by a millisecond, and but the pricing of winning by that millisecond is use. Those who are ahead of you in your business or in your journey, they are not 100% better than you, trust me. I have read numbers of self-help book and biographies and autobiographies. They are just 1 or 2% in every particular field ahead of us, and that combined make them literally at a level which we feel not achievable, but that level is achievable. Just improve yourself by 1% or 2% in every field.
Mm. Again, if you guys need help with figuring out what's that 1%, or just want to, test out these prompts, I dropped the link in the comment section so you can check them out, download it. And if you're wondering, what is this ReThynk, and there is also a magazine. I was actually featured in the magazine, and I wanted to ask Jaideep, how did you come up with the magazine, and how often does the magazine come out?
Sri, when artificial intelligence came, it was really a point of a fear for all of us, whether we are going to survive, whether we are going to save our jobs. Because in the end, we all have commitment. We all have to pay the bills. We all have to feed our family members. We have to fulfill our responsibilities toward our society and family. So I was curious about it, and then I started researching. And then I found there are many professionals who have better experience, and by clubbing their experience we can give a hope to those who are looking for hope, or those who are looking for ideas how they can leverage the arrival of artificial intelligence, or specifically if I say generative artificial intelligence. So then we came up with this idea of ReThynk AI magazine, and this magazine comes every month. We have published 5 editions so far. You can get all the editions for free of cost on the magazine. On the website, there is a tab which is with the name magazine, and you can get the access of all the edition we have published so far.
So if you're wondering, when you want to learn more about ReThynk, or if you want to be a part of it, you can reach out to Jaideep. And I want to, something that, because all of us most of my audience who listens to this podcast, they're still new in their journey of being an entrepreneur. And sometimes they face setbacks, they face hardships, and what it's like to be in a hardship or face a setback. What is some advice that you could give to them as they go through this journey? Because it's only a moment, it's not forever. But what has helped you get through those tough moments?
First of all, if something helped me, then it was my faith in me, that no matter what happens, I'm going to survive. I'm going to win. Not maybe in the beginning, but in the end, I'm going to win. So one thing which I have found, and I have found when I was doing even meditation in one Himalayan region, it was literally good for meditation or mindfulness, that something which is far more important than anything else, than it's our faith in ourselves. If we see the top players like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, or Novak Djokovic, or Roger Federer, everyone has talked about their faith in themselves. They believed and they kept on working hard even in those dark days when they had no hope. So if you are going through those dark days, there is one exercise I do generally when I face dark time. I take an A4 sheet, and on that A4 sheet, I write every particular option which I have. Maybe calling to someone, maybe reaching out to someone, maybe writing an email, maybe reaching out to your ex-colleague, or maybe talking to your team members, or reading a book, or listening to a particular song. It can be anything for you. For me, like, it's totally strange, but when I go for steam bath or when I go for swimming, it literally put me on that mental state where I feel like I'm literally um, literally at the superhuman level. I don't know why, but when I enter into the steam bath or when I enter into the swimming pool, I feel like this is who I am. When I do study the book, I feel like this is who I am. So make a list, whatever comes to your mind. Maybe calling to someone, maybe talking to your mother, maybe just calling to your mother and listen to that familiar voice which gives you hope, or reading that book which has inspired you 10 years back. Make an A4, have an A4 sheet, write out all the options and see which option is going to give you the maximum return, maximum hope, and just go through the list, start ticking all the options, and trust me, within all these options you will get the answer, because Steve Jobs once said in his famous commencement speech that somewhere within our heart we knew what is right for us. I don't know what is right for Sri don't know what is right for me, but Sri knew what is right for her. Somewhere she knows what she needs and how she is going to get, how she is going to connect all those dots. I know about myself. So we all know about what we need, and when we create list in those tough times, that list actually gives us all those answers. That either you are preparing a list, let's say you have 20 things, either those 20 things have the answer, or a combination of these 20 things have the answer. But whenever I face tough time, I went through these lists and it gives me the answer all the time. Sri, I believe in practical things, because when tough time comes, only practical things work for us. And this is something which I really love and I use generally.
I agree to this. This is actually a really good idea because the moment you say write down your options, it helps you reshift your mindset right away, because now you're not seeing what's not possible. You're seeing there are options. Sometimes we get in situations, yes, this is where we are. But there's always options that you can take. There's always things that you can do and help you get through the moment or get out of the situation or help you not get into that situation again. And I love that because especially right now, some they're just stuck. I can't do anything else. While if you write down all of the things that you have, the things that you can do, you'll see something different. And that's an awesome piece of advice. And so I want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to reach out to you, to connect, to work with you. How can they do that?
They can reach out to my LinkedIn profile if they have any question they want to talk about, or they want to learn more about artificial intelligence, which I share regularly. So it's going to be the right platform to reach out and to connect with me personally.
And he will reach back. Unlike me, I don't know, something's wrong with LinkedIn. He reached back out to me and I never got the message. I would love to know, have you ever reached out to somebody and you're like, they never saw my message, but then the person says, yeah, I like messaged you 5 times, and then you're like, I never got it. I would love to know, whether you're watching the live or the replay or listening on the podcast. Have you ever sent a DM and just never got a reply, but the person's like, I replied to you many times? Let us know. So, this is what we're going to do now. We're going to end this conversation here, but we're going to invite you to come and join us on Instagram, where we'll go into this even more. So, I want to see you there on Instagram. But Jaideep, I want to say thank you for sharing all the wealth of knowledge, being here with us today. And I
Yeah,
want to say
Thank you so much, Siri, for inviting me and giving me this platform to share my knowledge and reach out to a few more people. Because in the end, when we give, we get back.
That
That's
is
how
very
this.
true.
That's how things work for us in real life.
It is. And I want to give a piece of advice. You don't need a million people to watch your live. You just need that one person who really needs this message, and then it will make an impact to them. I would know from all these years, it only takes one person. So I want to
Yes.
thank you to everybody who's tuning into the live, watching the replay, or listening to this episode on the podcast. I really appreciate it. If this is helpful, share it with a friend, write a review. But we're going to go over to Instagram. So until the next live, which might be a workshop, you guys have to keep an eye out for it. Bye, everybody.